Hey everyone, can you just let me know if I'm audible? Let me know if I'm audible. Guys, let me know if I'm audible. Let's wait for everyone to join in. कटवा लिए चेस में चलते हैं चार्ल्स ड्राइवर कटवा लो अपने बाल हाँ कटवा लिए हेलो I look fresh isn't it not loud okay I think I should be loud now. Okay, I guess okay cool. Let's wait till everyone joins in. ठीक है थोड़ा वेट करते हैं सब ज्वाइन कर लेने दो फिर शुरू करते हैं. इंसान हूँ डीपी कोर्स ट्राइज ऊप्स ग्राफ्स ट्रीज ग्राफ्स लिंक लिस्ट सब आएगा करते रहते हो. इंसान की भी कदर कर लिया करो. इतने सारी चीज एक इंसान कैसे करेगा. इतने सारी चीज एक इंसान कैसे करेगा. As everyone let everyone join in. We'll start at couple of minutes. ठीक है couple of minutes में start करेंगे. Let everyone join in. Cool. Okay, let's get started. So, for everyone who's new out here, I'm assuming since it's a second class tries में लोग कमी आएंगे. So let's get started. कोई contest वगैरह है क्या आज? Is there any contest or anything? Anything of such sort? विटामिन ई की कैप्सूल लगा कर हाँ तुम खरीद दे भाई. Okay, let's get started. So, for everyone who's new out here, my name is Raj, and I'm known as Striver in the programming community. Currently, I'm working as a software engineer. I'm a candidate master at Codeforces, a 6-star at CodeChef. I also have a couple of years of teaching experience. I also run a YouTube channel where I have around 1 lakh plus subscribers. The subjects that I take are competitive programming, data structure algorithms, C++, and interview preparation. Okay. Make video on embedded system. कुछ और भी लाइव चल रहा है क्या इस चैनल पे. ओके नहीं चलो ठीक है शुरू करते हैं. So if you have not checked out the career as a developer subscription, you can check it out. You will get that at 999 for 1 year. Over there we basically have placement talks, beating the odds to get a good placement. We do live problem solving, mock interviews, we do projects over the weekend, we do project review, resume review, and a lot of other things at 899 if you use the coupon code Striver. So make sure you check it out. And after that I take something which is known as college projects. So what is this over here? I definitely review college projects. I interact with you on a 1:1 basis, and this is something which I take every Friday night at 10 p.m. Again comes under the career as a developer subscription. Also there is something known as CodeChef apprentice, which is being taken every Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. And again, it's taken by Sai Avinas, who's a software engineer at Google and is also a 7-star at Code Chef. And my batch is going on. I don't think you can join, so I'll not be telling you about that. Also, if you haven't joined the Telegram group, check out the link in the description. You can join it. Also, if you're new to this channel, do consider giving a like to the stream. You can subscribe to this channel and press on the bell icon. Okay, cool. So let's get started. That's the first problem for the day. I want you to go through this problem super quick. Okay, this is the problem. I want you to go through this super duper quick. If you have not watched the first video, you can leave. If you have not seen the first video, I will highly recommend that you should definitely leave the stream. If you have not seen the first video, leave the stream. First video is very mandatory to watch the stream. Otherwise, make sure the prerequisite is the first video of Tries. Lecture 1 is the prerequisite. Okay, lecture 1 is the prerequisite. If you have not watched it, you can just go. Okay, is the question clear? Elite code medium तो पहले कर लो, फिर hard करना. Let's understand the question. The question states you have to figure out the number of distinct substrings in a string. Okay, number of distinct substrings in a string is what you have to figure out. Is the question clear? Can I get a yes if the question is clear? Can I get a yes if the question is clear? Is the question clear? One quick. Insert into try. If not found, print it. Okay, looks good. Penicula Sai Bharat, yeah, looks good to me. Okay, so how do you figure out the number of distinct substrings? So let's understand the question. Okay, let's quickly give it a thought and understand what is the question stating. So the question is technically stating that you have to. क्या कैसे दिख कैसे रहा है ये स्क्रीन पे, मुझे थोड़ा देखना है. एक सेकंड रुको. स्क्रीन पे कैसे दिखना है? आई जस्ट वांट टू सी दिस वंस. थोड़ा कट रहा है. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, let's understand this particular. Let's understand this particular question. So the question states you have to figure out the number of distinct substrings. Now, what does that mean? When I say number of distinct substrings, what does that mean? So assume you're given a string which is double A, probably B and double A. So if I try to write down all the substrings, yes, if I try to write down all the substrings, the first one will definitely be A. There'll be double A, double A B, double A B A, double A B A A. Then next one will be A, A B, A B A, A B A A. Then there will be B A, B double A. Then there will be A double A. Then there will be A. So these will be the set of substrings. Now if I ask you the distinct substrings, this is distinct, this is distinct, this is distinct, this is distinct, this is distinct. This is no more distinct. This is distinct. This is distinct. This is distinct. This is also distinct. 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 Not distinct. Not distinct. Not distinct. So I can say these are the 5 that are distinct. So 5 over here. Over here there is 3. Over here there is 3. Over here there is 0 and 0. So in short, the number of distinct substrings is 11, and that is what you need to print. In short, the number of distinct substrings is 11, and that is what you need to print. Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Clear hai? Is it clear? ये आज पूरा कैसे दिख रहा है मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. कल तो मस्त दिख रहा था, आज अजीब सा दिख रहा है. कोई नहीं. Okay, so what's the generic way to do this? So let's understand why a generic way will not be preferred. I'll be teaching you the entire thing. Let's understand what's the generic way. So can I say, if you are looking to compute the generic substrings, if you write something like I equal to 0, and probably if you keep a set of string of set, if you give I equal to 0, I lesser than n, I plus plus, and if you just keep str equal to an empty string, and if you keep for j equal to I, j lesser than n, j plus plus, then what you can do is str equal to str plus string of j, and then you can say, hey set, can you just insert this str, and at the end you can say, hey can you please print st.size, that will give me the unique substrings, right? So just assume if the string is AA, so what happens is initially I is standing at 0, so initially I will be standing at here and j will be starting right from here. So first this guy is added, yes, first this guy is added, so str is empty, so empty plus a, so str will become a, so this a will go over here. Next j will go here and this a will be added, so it will become AA, so AA will go over here. Next j will go here, this will become AAB, and then AAB will go, then we will get this a, and hence this a will go. After this a, so this a will go. So in this way you can get all the strings. The next time I will go here, and this time j will start from here, so this time this a will come here, then this b will come, then this a will come, then this a will come, and everything gets inside a set, and you can easily print the set size. Clear hai? Is this clear? अच्छा right side का नहीं दिख रहा है क्या? Let me see. Let me see if I can do something. I'm not sure इसको कैसे ठीक करें. देखता हूँ. कल तो मस्त चल रहा था, आज क्या हो गया पता नहीं. So yesterday it was working so fine. This only yesterday was working so fine, man. I'm not sure suddenly what happened. Anyways, I think this is okay. So let's understand how is this not working. Okay, let's understand why is this not working. So by the way, does everyone understand this particular method? Does everyone understand this particular method? And if you do, can you tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity of that? Can you just tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity of this method? Can someone tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity of this particular method? Can you quickly tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity of this method? Can someone tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity of this method? I am not getting into any of these controversies. I'm far away from that. N square, yes, n square. The time complexity is big O of n square, and the space complexity is not big O of n square. We need to understand the space complexity is not big O of n square. This is something which is very important and you need to understand. Okay, so let's understand. The time complexity is very simple because you're running a loop for n and the next loop is also run for n. So the overall time complexity will become n square. But is the space complexity, the overall will be n square and the log, and a log for set. So n square into log, n square into log. But the space complexity will not be n square. Let's understand why. So how many substrings are there? If I just count, like, just imagine what can be the worst case. The worst case can be all the substrings are distinct. So at the worst case, if I count, that's 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I see 15 substrings for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 length. For a 5 length string, I got 15 substrings. Like, just in case if all were distinct, at the worst case, it can be 15, which is almost near about n square by 2. Like, near about n square by 2. So let's understand. It is n square by 2. Okay, so the number of substrings is near about n square by 2, which I can approximate as n square. That's the number of substrings. But in the set, yes, but in the set, every substring is itself taking a space. Every subset is itself taking a space. Like, if you are keeping A, then if you are keeping double A, then if you're keeping double A B, then double A B A. So everyone is taking some space. It isn't that everyone is of a single character. Everyone is of multiple character. So everyone in itself is also taking some space. So if I ask you, out of all the n square by 2 substrings, what is the space that everyone is taking? You'll be like, the minimum space that a particular string might take is a big O of 1. The maximum, that's double A B double A, that someone might take is big O of n, right? That's a maximum space that someone might take, and the minimum space might be A. So if I ask you what's on an average, can you say on an average the space that it will take in the set? Like, every string on an average will take n by 2. Like, is that clear to everyone? Everyone agrees? Does everyone agree with this? Does everyone agree with this? Does everyone agree with this? The average space that the strings in the set will also take some space. Does everyone agree with this? They themselves will take some space तो लेगा ना. ऐसे तो नहीं कि integer we are storing. Had we stored integers in the set, then they would have taken constant space. But the string in itself is a space. So if I'm saying already I have n square substrings and every substring is taking n by 2 space, can I say the overall space complexity will be somewhere around near about n cube? Agreed? The overall space complexity will be somewhere around n cube. n cube to near about, I'm saying near about, I'm approximating. I'm not saying that n cube yoga, I'm saying approximated. So if someone says what's the space complexity, if you follow this method, now can you tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity? Now can you tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity? Can you just quickly tell me? Just quickly tell me what's the time complexity and space complexity, guys? Yes. N square into k, where k is the average length, and the average length will be n by 2. Why? Because the minimum length will be 1, the maximum will be n, and every like 1 एक का length होगा, 2 का होगा, 3 का होगा, 4 का होगा, 5 का होगा, so on. तो average क्या बनेगा? 1 plus n by 2. Okay, is this clear? Why is this method not accepted? Although it is taking a time complexity of n square, but the space is not n square. The space it takes is n cube. So whenever there is such a huge space that you're taking, it ends up giving you a verdict which is known as MLE, which is memory limit exceeded. ये पता था सबको? ये किसी को पता था इससे पहले? Did anyone know about this previously? Did anyone know about this previously? Okay, so that's why we definitely cannot use this. That is the reason we definitely cannot use this. Okay. Okay. Okay, so remember this, that's the method. Okay, now let's come back to the question. The question was to figure out the distinct substrings. Okay, the question was to figure out the distinct substrings. So how will we do such a problem? Now the problem that we are arising, like the problem that we have is we're using a set, right? We're using something as a set. So I don't want to use some external space. So there are a couple of ways. One of the ways is hashing that you can do. You can reduce the space that is being used, and over here I'll not be teaching you the hashing method. Since we are doing tries, I'll be teaching you the tries method. Okay, I'll be teaching you the method that's known as tries. So let's do the try method. So tries method सीखते हैं. So remember from yesterday's class, tries, do you remember? So over here again we will have a root. So let's assume you have something like double A, B and double A. So coming back from yesterday's class, what I'll do is I'll create a root. So let's create a root. So if you remember, root will always have a 26, right, and a flag as false. That's a root, that's a starting position. So there is no empty word. So whenever the first substring comes up, that's definitely like, I'll just erase this to write it over here. I'll just erase this to write it over here. क्या लिखना है अपन को? क्या लिखना है? हाँ, double A, B, double A. So the first substring is A. So it's very simple. You say, okay, let's have a A. So A will be here. Hence it will create another one, and I'll say flag equal to true. So this A was created. So it was not previously there. So you can say the count of distinct substrings is 1. Next substring will be double A. Okay, the next substring will be double A. Now what I will do is, I do have A. So I will take A and then I will go across. So over here double A is created. Now the moment the double A is created, it will also create something like this, and the flag will again be true. So again you made the flag equal to true. So if you are at the end making the flag equal to true, that means you yourself, you are inserting this word. So this is the first time you are inserting this word. So the count will become 2. Perfect. Next, AAB. So the moment you have AAB, why can't you again try to insert this? So if you try to insert this, what will happen is, see what will happen. It's very simple. A, and this time it will take B, and again it will create something like this. I'll again say flag equal to true. It will again say flag equal to true. And since it is saying flag equal to true, it becomes very simple, right? So count will be again 3. Similarly, it will be double A, B, A, and another A comes. So what you can do is A, B, and this time there will be an A. So again you are doing a flag equal to true. So every time you're ending up with flag equal to true, you're just increasing the count. So can you think of a particular solution like this? Can you think of a particular solution like this? Again, you'll insert like double A, B, double A, but the next substring which starts from A, the moment you try to insert A will already be having flag equal to true. For this A, the flag will be already true. So the count will not increase. So did you understand? How can I use the particular concept to basically build the trie, and how I can use the flag that I taught you yesterday in order to count the number of distincts? Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear to everyone? I'll now teach you another technique where we can avoid inserting the entire substring. Instead of that, we will be very smart. बट यहाँ तक क्लियर है? मेरे को बस ये बता दो, इज इट क्लियर? आज थोड़ा स्ट्रीम बहुत स्लो जा रहा है, कल लेट कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं, या फिर क्लियर है? अंडरस्टूड? एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड? हैशिंग के लिए मुझे हैशिंग पढ़ाना पड़ेगा. हैशिंग मैं कभी और पढ़ा दूंगा, अभी हैशिंग नहीं पढ़ा सकता, बाद में पढ़ा दूंगा, ठीक है? Okay, so everyone has understood this. Perfect. Okay, that's amazing. So everyone has understood. Okay, so now so don't you think it's an overburdened task? First time you'll insert A, then you'll insert double A, then you'll insert double A B, with double A B A. So every time you'll take n time. Don't you think it's an task which is too much? Like, I mean, that's a lot of task, isn't it? Because you're every time inserting. So instead of that, do you see a pattern? A was here, right? After that only A was added. So what if you stood where A was ended? So A was ended here. Next, when the next A came, you just had one more insertion. When the next B came, you had one more insertion. So instead of inserting the entire substring always, we will try ये पहले जहां रुका था उस पे एक A ऐड कर देंगे, फिर इधर चल जाएंगे, फिर ये जहां रुका था उस पे B डाल देंगे, फिर B में चल जाएंगे, फिर ये जहां रुका था इस पे A डाल देंगे, B पे चल जाएंगे, फिर ये जहां रुका था इस पे A डाल देंगे. समझ रहे हो? Instead of actually inserting the entire substring, can I just insert a single character to the last place where I was stopped at the trie? Make sense? Make sense to everyone? Instead of inserting the entire substring, I will try to insert it first over here, then just this A, then this B, then this A, and then this A, slowly. And every time I have to make the flag equal to true, I will do a counter plus. Simple as that. Every time I have to make a flag true, I will do a counter plus. That's as simple as that. Is this clear? क्लियर है सबको? Okay, perfect. Since everyone is clear, what I'll do is I'll start coding this. So let's start coding this. ठीक है, अब इसको कोड करते हैं. Let's code this. So we need the distinct substrings, right? So as usual, what I'll do is I will just copy paste my struct. Do you remember, guys, this struct from yesterday? Do you remember the struct from yesterday? Just tell me yes or no. याद तो होगा ही ये struct. So I'll just paste the struct again for people who haven't watched yesterday's lecture. You have to watch yesterday's lecture in order to understand this. So I'll define a node and I'll have a boolean flag and everything. So let's count the distinct substrings. Okay. Remember, always we will always create a root. That's very, very important. We will always create a root of the tree which is initially empty. So okay, distinct substrings. So I'll be given a string s. So yeah, the string s is given to me. Now what's my job? I'll always create a temporary. By the way, पूरा दिख रहा है ना? पूरा दिख रहा है. Node temporary equal to root. Okay, let's understand now. Now let's write the same code. Okay, let's write the same code. And I can start from int j equal to 0. I can go on j lesser than n. Sorry, j equal to I se shuru hoga. So that is how the code did run. Now what I will do is see how I will do. So I'll have a counter equal to 0. Okay, I'll have a counter equal to 0. And what I'll do is, whenever I start with a substring, I will start with the root. Whenever I start with the substring, I'll start with the root. See the beauty. Okay. Now what I'll say is, okay, let's start. So I'll say, hey temp, do you contain, yes temp, do you contain the character s of j? If you do contain, if you do not contain, then hey, listen, please create a new node, like new node. And why don't you put it, yes, why don't you put it onto your temp? I'll say, hey, take this s of j and put that new node over here. Perfect. Once you have put that, that's the first time you're putting this, and this is a particular word. So why don't you make like set your flag? So if you're setting your flag, why don't you do a counter plus plus, and after this you can just simply say temporary equal to temporary get next. You just move to the next, and in this way you can easily figure out the number of distinct substrings. You can simply return the count. See what is happening. Temporary is coming across. Temporary is initially at root. अगर ये s of j पहले से होगा तो कुछ नहीं होगा, वो next पे चल जाएगा. If it is already from like if it is already present, understand. अच्छा, time and space. Yeah, I'm not feeling like teaching. That is why इससे अच्छा है unboxing करो, लोग देखेंगे. That is what people want. I'm not feeling like teaching, but ठीक है, पढ़ा देता हूँ. You come up with such wonderful lectures of tries. If you watch it on internet, yeah, people probably would have taught tries, but I don't think a lot of people would have solved 8-9 problems on tries. And then also people don't come because ठीक है, कोई नहीं, चलेंगे. People love watching cringe, and that is why वो cringy देखेंगे. See, I don't care. We are already placed, we are already at a very good company. जो क्रिंज देखेंगे वो क्रिंज ही रहेंगे जिंदगी, बट टीसीएस में ही काम करेंगे. याद रखना, जो ये दिखते हैं ना कि अनबॉक्सिंग एंड ऑल, these guys will always belong to TCS. They can never reach heights. That is something which I'm saying you over here on spread. अगर आप अनबॉक्सिंग हर दिन देखते हो, आप अगर हर दिन ज्ञान की वीडियोस देखते हो, तो आप TCS ही को ही बिलोंग करते हो. आप उससे ऊपर कभी नहीं जा सकते. एक आधा वीडियो देख लिया, दैट इज ओके टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज योर फ्लो. कंटिन्यूअसली कीप वॉचिंग, then you belong to TCS and CTS. Again, not demeaning any TCS guy, but don't expect to be earning 1 lakh per month, or expect to be working with super brains. Anyways, cool. Okay, cool. So what I've done is I've taken a temporary to be root. तो अपन लोग इधर है, ठीक है. अपन बोले ये सबस्ट्रिंग है, ये नया वर्ड आया रे एस ऑफ जे. क्या ये पहले था? नहीं था. चल बना, नया वर्ड बना है भाई, नया वर्ड बना है, काउंटर प्लस प्लस. अब बना लिया ना, अब उसके पास चला है, फिर नया वर्ड आया. पहले था क्या? नहीं. चल बना दिया, बढ़िया बात है. नया वर्ड था, फिर बना. अरे यार पहले से था. अरे भाई चलाया उस पे, पहले से था तो उस पे चलाया. ऐसे करना पड़ता है. गॉट इट? Root is declared, Jatin. Root is declared. Here's the root declared at 258, Jatin. at 258. At 258 the root is declared. At 258 the root is declared. Root is declared 258 na. Okay, has everyone understood this? Can I move to the next question if everyone has understood this? So someone is saying, can you please explain the time complexity and space complexity? So yeah, I'll do that. So let's understand the time complexity and space complexity. So generally, the time complexity, assuming the string is of length n, so you'll have to insert the entire string. So insert will also always take big O of n. Yes, insert will always take big O of n, and assuming like insert will take that, search will also take that, because you have to search it entirely. That's because you're going across every character. Yes, because you're going across every character and you're inserting it. So every character, that's why big O of n. What about the space complexity? Now the space complexity can be a bit different, assuming all are distinct. I repeat, assuming all are distinct, it's gonna be taking n for a single string to be stored. For a single string to be stored, it will be taking n into 26. It will be taking n into 26. This particular 26 can be brought down if you use something like a map of integer node. Instead of using node star array of 26, like this is particularly, yes, this is particularly for lowercase. If you want to do for all the cases, you can use a map data structure. You can keep an integer and you can keep a node. So just instead of an array, replace it with a map and it'll still work. Just replace it with a map and it'll still work. Okay. So is this clear? Hash map, is this clear? Is this clear? Hash map. Is this clear? If you have to do it for uppercase, lowercase and everything, just make sure you use a map. That will work. Okay, let's do the next question. Let's do the next question. Okay, so the next question is minimum XOR value pair. ठीक है, इसको पढ़ लो, फिर मैं आता हूँ. ठीक है, इसको पढ़ लो. Read the question. Read the question. Read the question. Read the question. On the basis of this question, we will be doing another question, which is maximum XOR with an element from an array, which is 1707 under lead code hard. Okay. Minimum XOR value pair. Read the question. Okay. And let me know. एक बार question समझ में आ गया तो just write question understood and the understood the question. कुछ भी UQ लिख देना. UQ. Write UQ. Write this once you have understood the question. Okay. Once you have understood the question, write UQ. Understood question. ठीक है. Question पढ़ लो. Question पढ़ लो. ठीक है. Do you use AC or sit under fan? My fan is off. I use AC. I use AC. Like मेरे घर में मतलब एटलीस्ट मेरे रूम में 24 hours the AC is on. Karthik is asking, sir, can you please again tell the user set flag? So basically I'm saying that we got a new string. That's it. Basically, I'm saying that we got a new string. Yesterday we read, right? Yesterday we read. Okay, understood. Aniket has understood the question. Okay, perfect. Hemant has understood. Jatan has understood. Superb, superb. नहीं, पैसे पैसे नहीं, तबीयत का ख्याल. तबीयत, बस तबीयत के चलते मेरा तबीयत सही नहीं रहता. बेसिकली इफ यू आर विलिंग टू वर्क फॉर लॉन्गर आवर्स, फैन चलने से, जैसे मैं स्ट्रीम नहीं कर सकता, फैन का आवाज़ आता है पीछे से. मीटिंग्स होती है तो फैन का आवाज़ बहुत आता है, बस इसी वजह से. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल, आई हैव एन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल of per month I get it around 12-13,000 rupees per month. That's okay. ठीक है, शुरू करते हैं. So the question states, everyone has understood, okay? या रोड मैप मत करो, बहुत रोड मैप है मेरे चैनल पे, देख लो. Array is 953, okay? The array is 953. So basically it says find the minimum XOR pair. So you know what's a XOR? XOR is if even once it will give you 0, odd once it will give you 1. This is what is the definition of XOR. Yes, this is what is the definition of XOR. If there are even ones, it will give you 0. If there are odd ones, it will give you 1. Okay, that's the definition of XOR. Now let's understand this array 953. So if I give you the array 953, ठीक है, so again 953 लेता हूं. So one of the pairs that you can have is 95, the other one is 93, and the other one is 5 XOR 3. So these are the three pairs that you can have. So if you do a 9 XOR 5, I don't remember, I will give you a 12. 5 XOR 9 XOR 3 will give you 10, and this will give you a 6. So 12, 10, 6. So which is the pair? Yes, which is the pair that gives you the smallest minimum XOR? That's 5 and 3. The answer, you have to print the minimum XOR. So you have to print the answer as 6. Clear है question? Question clear है? You have to figure out the minimum value XOR. Okay, minimum XOR pair. Minimum XOR pair. Now let's understand how can we do this. The classical technique to do this is, obviously, as usual, we will just run couple of loops. That's the first technique that you should always tell to any of the interviewers, that we will run a couple of loops, and probably we can keep this max min XOR as a of 0 XOR a of 1, and then if a of I XOR a of j is lesser than min XOR, probably I can update the min XOR equal to a of I XOR of a of j. So that's what I can tell to everyone. Now what's if I tell this to everyone, what is the complexity of this? The complexity of this will be boiling down to something which is big O of n square, and the space complexity that you will be using is big O of 1. Correct? XOR निकालना नहीं आता. XOR निकालना नहीं आता तो फिर मत देखो. तब 9 और 5 निकालना नहीं आता. 9 is what? 1 0 0 1. 5 is this. If you do a XOR 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. So this 1 1 is nothing but 8 and 4 12. This is 12, right? ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड. XOR तो ऐसे निकला. So big of n square and space complexity of big of 1, obviously the interviewer will not be happy and the interviewer will ask you कि भाई इसको ऑप्टिमाइज करके दे, भाई तू एक काम कर, तू मुझे ऑप्टिमाइज करके दे. So I will be like ठीक है चलो मैं ऑप्टिमाइज करके दे देता हूँ, let's try to optimize this. So the naive way, now what's minimum ZOR? If I have a 9, that's 1001, how will I get an optimal, like minimal, which is the number that I will take, which is the number that I will take to get optimal ZOR, which is the number that I will take to get minimum ZOR? Can you tell me? Which is the number that I will take to get minimal ZOR? Logically, if you take the nearest number, like logically, it's very, if you take 8, then 100, if you do it, you will get 1, 0, 0 and 0. Okay, and this is 1. Similarly, if you take 9, and then you take 7, that's 1, 1, 1 and 0, you will get 0, 1, 1 and probably a 1, which is a huge number. Okay, similarly you can try out with all the other numbers, and what you will see is, yes, what common tendency you will see is, the more so the common tendency that we always see is, if you are doing a ZOR, yes, if you are doing a ZOR, if you take nearby numbers, ठीक है, मतलब उसके बगल बगल के नंबर्स लोगे ना, तो जो ZOR है ना वो बहुत छोटा होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि जितने बगल बगल के नंबर्स लोगे, ये 1 आ जाएगा इसके नीचे एंड ये 0 हो जाएगा. समझ रहे हो? द बगल बगल का नंबर्स यू टेक, लाइक द साइड बाय साइड numbers you take, it's definite that they will give you a very minimal ZOR. Okay, so for an example, if I take 8 and 7, someone did ask me to do 8 and 7. Okay, so if I take 8 and 7, what I'll get is 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1. So this is something which I guess as 15. Okay, this is something which I get as 15. Now imagine if I had a number set like 8, 6, 3. Okay, I had a number set as 8, 6, 3. So if I do the ZOR, if I just sort them as 3, 6, 8, ठीक है, तो ये जो बगल बगल के नंबर्स है, like the ZOR that 3 and 8 will give will definitely be greater than the ZOR that 3 and 6 will give. That's obvious. Okay, that's very obvious. If you just try doing this, you will get a proof. If you try doing this, you will get a proof. Okay, so basically if you sort them, the second solution, again, it's not the optimal. If you make sure that you sort it, if you make sure that you sort the array and take the adjacents ZOR, take the adjacent ZORs, then one of the adjacent ZORs is definitely going to give you the minimal ZOR. Okay, not because of n and n minus 1 will always be minimal. So it's kind of something like, if you do I equal to 1, I lesser than 1, n I plus plus, then you can say minimum ZOR is min of minimum ZOR comma a of I ZOR of the previous adjacent. So if you just, out of all the numbers, if you consider adjacent, then any of the adjacent will definitely give you the minimal. Okay, ठीक है, ये clear हुआ? So the complexity over here will be n logarithmic of n. Do you agree with me on this? Do you agree with on me with this? तो अगर मैं इधर देखूं, यहाँ पे भी इन्होंने सेकंड अप्रोच शायद यही दिया हुआ है, कैसे यही दिया होगा, ये रहा. ये लोग पता है रीजन ही नहीं लिखता. अरे रीजन तो लिख दो भाई, क्यों? ट्रैवर्स करके चेक कर लो, यही मुझे जीएफजी का नहीं पसंद. व्हाट दे राइट इज ट्रैवर्स. अरे भाई क्यों करना है ये तो बता, ये कौन बताएगा? पापा जी आके बताएंगे क्या? This is something which I hate about GFG. They don't write intuition. They're like step 1, step 2, do it. अरे भाई क्यों दुनिया में क्यों करना होता है चीजें? ठीक है, is this clear? Add से भरती है add. Okay, so n log n is clear. Now we will come to the tries approach. Okay, now we'll come to the tries approach. Let's come to the approach that's the tries approach, which will be a better one. Okay, so assuming all the numbers are of integer range. All the numbers are of integer range. Let's assume all the numbers are of integer range. Okay. Okay. So open your own GFG. खोल लेंगे कभी, खोल लेंगे. So integers, ठीक है. कंस्ट्रक्टिव क्रिटिसिज्म खोलने पे ये जो लोग बोलते हैं ना ओपन योर ओन एंड देन क्रिटिसाइज, वो सी होते हैं. दे आर अ बिग सी. अब मोदी ने पेट्रोल का प्राइस बढ़ा दिया तो मैं बोलूँ भाई पेट्रोल का दाम घटाओ, और उसमें तुम बोलोगे अब अपना पेट्रोल पंप खोल के पेट्रोल बेचो. क्या क्या लॉजिक है इस चीज़ का? भाई लॉजिक थोड़ी है. प्रूफ के साथ मैंने दिखाया कि बंदे ने इंट्यूशन नहीं लिखा है तो नहीं लिखा है भाई, एक्सेप्ट करो. एंड that's going to happen if the articles are written by students. Generally students tend to memorize solutions. They don't look for intuition. They like ठीक है sort करके बोला है तो याद कर लेते हैं. They don't look for intuitions. That is how it has been going. That's it. Simple. ठीक है. चले शुरू करें. तो tries, the solution with tries. Now assuming that everything is of integers. Now I know that an integer is always of a bit of 32 bits. ठीक है. An integer at maximum can be of 32 bits. Okay, so let's take the example that we were given 9 comma I think 5 9 comma 5 comma 3. ठीक है. So let's take an example where I've given 9 comma 5 comma 3. So what I will do is I will try to have all the 32 bits. मेरा लॉजिक समझो. मैं क्या करना चाहूंगा मैं आपको बता दे रहा हूँ. ठीक है, मैं आपको बता दे रहा हूँ, आप मेरे को बताना मैं सही बताया हो कि नहीं. तो मुझे पता है कि 9 है. ठीक है, जस्ट सोचो. 9 is 1 0 0 1. Okay, and there is 5. I know 5 is 1 0 1. Okay, I know there is 3 which is 1 1. I'm not thinking of try. I'm trying to tell you, did not understand why XOR of adjacent elements will be minimal, because whenever you take adjacent elements, it's basically you're taking the element that's smaller or like somewhere around that. So whenever you're taking a smaller element, if you take a smaller element, the chances, yes I repeat, the chances of that smaller element's leftmost set bit will be more towards the left, and the more it is towards the left तो XOR उतना छोटा होगा. That's the reason. That's a plain reason. ठीक है. The more it's on the left, the XOR will be more smaller. Like for an example, if you take 9 is 1 0 0 1. If you take 5 is having a bit over here, right? 5 is having a bit over here. So assume that it would have had 1, so ये कट जाएगा ना, ये 1 1 कट के 0 हो जाएगा. इसीलिए जितना नजदीक के नंबर्स लेंगे, ये जो 1 है उतना ही लेफ्ट पे होगा एंड उतने ही चांसेस बनेंगे किसी के 0 बनने के. इसीलिए एडजेसेंट होता है. ठीक है. Okay, let's do it. So let's not think of tries, and let's just, so if I have a 3, I know 3 is something like 0 0 0 dot 0 0 1 1. That is what 3 is in binary. Okay, so if I want to minimize XOR, this is 9 and this is 5. If I want to minimize XOR, ideally मुझे छोटा करना है XOR. I have to make it छोटा. तो छोटा बोले तो जितना 0 में बैठा पाऊंगा, the more zeros I can place over here, the more it will work, the more the number will go smaller. So ideally on this I can put a 0, on this I can put a 0, on this I can put a 0. Going forward over here on 9 I have a 1. So imagine if I take this 9, if I take the number 9, if I take 1, इधर 1 आ जाएगा, तो क्या मुझे 9 को लेना चाहिए, या फिर should I take 5 which has a 0, so that this 0 and this 0 will give me a 0, because I want to minimize XOR, I want to minimize the resultant. So tell me, what will you do? Will you take 5's 0, or will you take 9's 1 on the fourth or the third bit? On the third bit, what will you do? On the third bit, will you take 9's 1 or 5's 0? A simple question to every one of you. What will you take? क्या लोगे? क्या लोगे? बता दो क्या लोगे? तुम बोलो, तुम ही खुद आंसर करोगे, मैं नहीं करूंगा आज, तुम खुद आंसर करोगे. I'll take 5. Yes, everyone is agreeing that we have to take 5. Perfect, yes, perfect. So everyone is agreeing that we have to take 5. So this 0 you will take. And once you have taken 5, ये 9 का रास्ता अलग हो जाएगा, and फिर 5 का 1 0 1 लेके this XOR will become 0 1 1. That's somewhere around 6. So what we will try to do is, we will try to take the opposite, like the similar bits. Yes, we will try to take the similar bits, right? Because then only the XOR will be minimized. We will try to take the similar bits so that the XOR will be minimized. Agreed? Now once you have taken 5 का 0, अब मुझे तो एक नंबर लेना है. अब तो मैं जाके 9 का 0 नहीं ले सकता ना, समझ रहे हो? अब तो मैं जाके 9 का 0 नहीं ले सकता ना. एक बार 5 का 0 ले लिया है, अब 9 का 0 थोड़ी ले सकता हूँ. आधा इससे आधा उससे नहीं लेना है. एक नंबर लेना है कि नहीं? एक ही तो नंबर लेना है कि नहीं? अग्री कर रहे हो मेरे से? एक ही तो नंबर लेना है, तो इधर मैं इसको लूंगा, नहीं तो इसको लूंगा. समझो बात, ठीक है? I'll give you an example. Don't worry if you haven't understood, no issues. I'll take a good example now, and now we will try to understand it. इधर example है 1 2 3 4 5 का example सही नहीं रहेगा. Okay, let's take a good example and let's try to understand. ठीक है? I'll give you a good example. Let's take an array to be 5 4 7 8 3. Okay, let's take this. ठीक है? Let's take this. Now there were 32 bits. ठीक है? There were 32 bits in an integer. We know that there are 32 bits in an integer, but just to ease out calculations, let's assume that there are 4 bits in an integer. ठीक है? Just to ease out calculation, guys, just so that I can easily draw that on the blackboard, what I'm saying is, let's assume an integer at maximum has 4 bits, not more than that. Okay, that is an assumption that we will work on, and then we can easily extend that to 32. So as an assumption, I'm saying that we will have 32 we will have 4 bits. Okay, so let's create the trie. This time the trie, instead of having a 26, will have only 0 and 1. Okay, this time it will only have 0 and 1. So initially there will be a root of the tree. So let's have the root of the tree. So initially there is a root which is having 0 and 1, and yeah, that is how the root will be, and there is no need to take a flag. Let's start. So if we have a 5, what's a 5? 5 is logically 1 0 1. Like if I talk about 5, that's 1 0 1. Since I said you have to assume 4 bits, so it's 0 1 0 1. So does 0 exist on your root? Does 0 exist on your root? Is 0 there on your root? No. These all guys are null. These all guys are null. So what I will do is, I will insert a 0 and I'll say, hey, why don't you create your own? So he will create your own. Perfect. So 0 is created. Next, we have a 1. So what we will do is, we will have a 1, and again this guy will create. Perfect. Next we will have a 0. So we'll have a 0, and this guy will create 1. Next we will have a 1. So 1 is created, and this is how it will look. Do you agree that if I insert 5, this is how the insertion will look like? Do you agree with me or not? Just tell me yes, do you agree with me or not? That will be, I'll be more than happy if you do. You agree? क्लियर है यहाँ तक? क्वेश्चन का लिंक ये है, क्वेश्चन का लिंक मिनिमम जॉर वैल्यू पेयर. Agreed? This is how it will look like. ठीक है, बढ़िया. So we have inserted 5. Let's try to insert the next one, that's 4. So what's 4? 4 is 100. So again we will keep it as 0 100. So does 0 exist? Yes, 0 exists, so we will go here. Does 1 exist? Yes, 1 exists, so we will go here. Does 0 exist? Yes. On this, does a 0 exist? No. On this there doesn't exist a 0. So what you'll do is you'll say okay, let's have a 0 here. So थोड़ा सा मैं इसको erase कर देता हूँ so that better मैं पढ़ पाऊँ. So remember पहले ऐसे था, ठीक है, पहले ऐसे था 0 is there, 1 is there, 0 is there, 0 is not there. So what you will do is you will insert a 0 and again you'll create it like this. So I can also say that 4 is also inserted. Yes, I will also say that 4 is inserted. So 4 is over. Now what I'll do is I will go to the next number, that's 7. The 7 is 111. That's 0 1 0 1 1 1. 7 is 0 1 1 1. Now 0 is there, 1 is there, this one is not there. So you have to create a 1 and then you have to go on the right. Right? You have to create a 1 and you have to go on the right. So what I'll do is 0 is there, 1 is there. For this one, I have to create this and then I'll go on the right. For this one, I have to create another 1 and I have to go on the right. Perfect. So I've done this. So again, if I ask you 0, 1, 1, 1. Got this? ठीक है, आया कैसे 7 इंसर्ट हुआ? 7 insert समझ में आया? 7 का insert. Is 7 insertion clear? Is 7 insertion clear to you? Seven का insertion clear है. Now we'll come to 8. What's 8? 1 0 0. So if I see 1 on the root of the tree, is there a 1? No. On the root of the tree, there is no number that starts with 1. Yes, there is no number that starts with 1. So what I will do is I will insert a 1 over here and I will have it like this. So 1 is done. Now we will insert 0. So 0, again a 0, again a 0, and yes, that's how it will end. That's how it will end. So that's how I can have 8. Next I'll have a 3. So let's try to insert 3. What's 3? 0 1, sorry, 0 0 1 1. So does 0 exist? Yes. Does this 0 exist? No, there is no 0. So what I'll do is I'll create a 0 and then this will be something like this. 0. So 0 0 is done. So we need a 1. So let's have a 1. And then there will be another 1. And then yeah, it looks something like this. So have you understood the entire trie data structure? Have you understood the नहीं ज़रूरत नहीं है जतन, बिकॉज मैं नंबर्स को ही रख रहा हूँ, कोई दूसरा बंदा आएगा नहीं, मुझे जानना भी नहीं है नंबर एग्जिस्ट करता है कि नहीं, राइट? मैं 4 बिट अज्यूम कर रहा हूँ, मैं 4 बिट को रख रहा हूँ, ठीक है? मैं 4 बिट अज्यूम करके 4 बिट से रख रहा हूँ. मैं जब नंबर रख रहा हूँ मैं इधर से रख रहा हूँ, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं सिर्फ 2 बिट रख रहा हूँ, मैं सीधा 4 बिट ही रख रहा हूँ. So is this clear? Is this entire trie clear to everyone? It's a bit messy, but is it clear? Is the entire trie clear to everyone? Okay, now it's time that we will see किसमें maximum आता है. Okay, so intuition आएगा रुको. Intuition क्या है? ये ऐसे ही store करना है. It's a method. Okay, now I have all the numbers on my trie. Yes, I have all the numbers on my trie. Now I'll reiterate. So whenever I reiterate on this 5 is 0 1 0 1. Okay, now I will apply the logic that I taught you. So मुझे बताओ, अगर minimal XOR, if I have to do a minimal XOR for 0, what is the number that I need to put? I know for 0 I will be requiring a 0. So does root have a 0? Yes, the root have a 0. Yes, the root has a 0. So what I'll do is I will take a 0 and I'll put it. Perfect. And then the traveling will start. So I'll just change the color. 0 has been taken and the traveling starts. So with 5, I have taken the 0. Next, for this one, how will I make this 0? Logically, I have to put a 1. I have to put a 1. Does there exist a 1? Yes, there exists a 1. So let's take this one. I'll take this one. And if I take this one, I'll go across here. Perfect. For the 0, I actually require a 0. So does it exist? Yes, there exists a 0. So I will take a 0. So I've taken a 0. Again, I'll go here. For this one, I actually require a 1. So I'll have a 1. Do I have a 1? Yes, I do have a 1. So what I got was 5 itself. Right? So अब इसको, how will I make sure कि मैं 5 को ना लूं? कोई anyone wants to give his or her opinion? So what I've done is, I actually ended up taking 5 itself. So how will I make sure that I don't take 5 and I take some other number? Any ideas? How will I make sure that I don't take 5 and I take some other numbers? देख रहे हो 5 मुझे मिल गया, मैं 5 सर्च किया तो 5 मिल गया. तो अब मुझे लॉजिक ऐसा लगाना होगा कि भाई 5 पे मत जा, 5 को छोड़ के कोई और ऐसा नजदीक का बन रहेगा. Excluding 5, can I actually make someone who is kind of near about? Can I actually make someone who is near about? So can you tell me, how will you think of that? Can you tell me how will you think of that? Can you tell me how will you think of that? Okay, comments कर सकते हो. अगर कमेंट करने का मन है तो कमेंट कर सकते हो. इफ से देन डोंट टेक. नहीं, लॉजिक लगाओ ना. एक बात बताओ, मैं इंसर्शन के बाद ही चेक कर देता हूं. इंसर्शन से पहले ही चेक कर लेते हैं ना. बिफोर इंसर्टिंग लेट्स चेक ना. बिकॉज डोंट यू थिंक 5 को इंसर्ट करने से पहले चेक कर ले भाई, 4 को इंसर्ट करने से पहले चेक कर ले, 7 को इंसर्ट करने से पहले चेक कर ले, 8 को इंसर्ट करने से पहले चेक कर ले, 3 को इंसर्ट करने से पहले चेक कर ले. तो ही तो हो जाएगा मेरा केस. If I do a check before insertion, will it work? No. Before insertion, do a check na. Before insertion, do a check. So for an example, the last bit that you inserted was 8, right? The last bit that you inserted was 3. So if I just write 3, that is 0, 0, 1, 1, right? So 0, 0, 1, 1. So let's erase it. So assume that this was not inserted. So for 0, 0, 1, 1, what will you do? You will try to find a 0. You got a 0. You will try to find the next 0. You will not get the next 0. Yes, you will not get the next 0. There is no next 0. There is no next 0 linked. So यहाँ पे तुम्हें 1 लेना पड़ेगा. You will take 1. The moment you take 1, you go across. For this one, you will try to take 0. Will you get 0? Yes. You will go. For this one, you will again try to take 0. Yes. Understood? So ultimately you saw 3 के साथ अगर मैं 4 को लेता हूं तो ultimately मेरे को जो है minimal XOR I'll get the minimal XOR. I'll get the minimum. अच्छा मैं उल्टा हो गया. मैं max XOR कर दिया. मतलब मिनिमम के लिए उल्टा करना होगा. ओहो, मिनिमम के लिए उल्टा करना होगा. सॉरी. मिनिमम के लिए उल्टा करना होगा. उल्टा कर लो. 0 के लिए 0. ये 0 नहीं है तो 1. ये 1 के लिए 1 है 1. ये 1 के लिए 1 है 1. So with 3, if you take 7, you'll end up getting 1, 0, 0, which is 4 as the XOR. So before insertion, can you do it? Now before insertion, have a check ना. क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली तो तुम क्या कर रहे हो, तुम एक नंबर के साथ सभी का चेक कर ही ले रहे हो. अगर लास्ट तक करते जाओगे एक नंबर के साथ सभी का चेक हो ही जाएगा. लॉजिकली सोचो. टेक अ मिनट एंड थिंक. Will it work? Take a minute and think, will it work? Take a minute and think. Before insertion, if I do a check, will it work? Before insertion, find who can give the minimum XOR with him. Okay, can I get a yes if you have got this? Why 7 and not 2? 2 है ही नहीं, 2 है ही नहीं ना, 7 ही ना होगा, 2 है ही नहीं इसमें, 2 होगा ही नहीं ना. Jatin, there is no 2, right? Jatin, there is no 2, right? Okay, so everyone has understood. Just right before the insertion, see if there are, which guy can give the minimum till now. ठीक है, तो अगर मैं ये कर दूंगा हो जाएगा. तो कोड कर ले, चलो फटाफट कोड कर लेते हैं. So what I'll do is I'll code it. Yes, bottom to top. So till now what have I done? Till now what have I done? I have made sure that I always took something as two bit. So probably an node array of 2 size. That is what I've taken always. So you can definitely declare array of 2 size and that will do your job. And apart from that, if I just I think this will work. I don't need a flag and everything. I think if I just take this will work. And instead of a character, this time I'll have the bit number. If bit number and bit number. So instead of a character, I think if we have a bit number, that will work. If we just have a bit number, that will work. ठीक है, अब कोड करते हैं. So what I require is the minimum XOR. So always remember node star root equal to new node is something which you'll always declare. Okay. Find minimum XOR is what you'll be given an array and will given an n size. So what you will do is, remember it's always a 32-bit. Okay, it's always a 32-bit. So what you'll do is you'll iterate. Yes. And what you will do is you will keep minimum XOR. Yes, you'll keep minimum XOR as probably int max. Or for that reason, you can also keep it as a of 0, a of 1. Okay. So what do you know? There are. Can you check the output of previous questions code? I'm getting wrong answer. Wrong answer तो नहीं होगा यार. Wrong answer तो नहीं होगा distinct substrings का. I'll discussion में भी check कर सकते हो. It's the same solution. If you check out in the discussion, it is the same solution. Like this is the discussion. This is a try era. It's the same solution. See, same ही solution. The same solution. Resultant plus plus. So probably you would have written somewhere something wrong. Check it out. ठीक है, एक बार चेक कर लो. Probably कहीं छोटा मोटा कुछ गलत हो गया होगा. ठीक है. Cool. So what I'll do is let's start here. Yeah. So I know there are 32 bits. So always, yes, before insertion, figure out the minimal guy. Yes, before insertion, figure out the minimal guy. That should be your first priority. So what you will do is, yes, what you will do is before insertion, try to see if there exist. So by the way, just make sure if I is equal to 0, just insert it. Yes, just insert this. There is no need to do anything. If I is equal to 0, just try to insert this. ठीक है. Put में bit number. हाँ bit number. Put में bit number. Maximum XOR. हाँ, इसके बाद वाला जो प्रॉब्लम है इसके बाद वाला जो प्रॉब्लम है वो वही है. मतलब मैं वही वाला करके मतलब इसके बाद का अगर तुम सवाल देखोगे दैट्स मैक्सिमम XOR पे ही अपन करने वाले हैं. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. उसके लिए चिंतित ना होए आप. अगर आप चिंतित हो रहे हैं तुम ना होए. ठीक है. Okay, cool. Let's give it a try. Cool. Let's give it a try. So what will we try to do? भाई जय जगन्नाथ. हाँ भाई जय जगन्नाथ. So what I'll do is probably you can start this. अगर थोड़ा सा बेटर लिखना है तो ऐसे कर दो. Insert a of 0, and we can definitely insert a of 0. That's very simple to insert. Void insert and to insert there will be 32 bits. Bit equal to 31 bit होता है, and you can go on till 0. I minus bit manipulation classes, guys. if the number and the bit is set, if the number and the bit is set, node star temporary equal to root. And what you can do is you can just simply say if the number and the bit is set. एक काम कर लेते हैं, बिट की वैल्यू क्या होगी, बिट वैल क्या होगी, बिट एंड sorry number and one left shift of bit, that will be the bit val. Basically either it's 1 or 0, you'll get to know. If temporary dot contains this bit val, if it contains this bit val, then there is no need to do anything. You can simply go to temp, get next पे चले जाओ, else you will have to insert it. So node, or what you can do is probably put temp, put this bit val and a new node. Yeah, that will work. And yes, after putting you can go to temp equal to temp get next. So is this insertion clear? Is this insertion clear to everyone? Is this insertion clear? नहीं यार, मैंने देखा नहीं, कल मैं रात को सो गया, सुबह ऑफिस किया, अब मैं सेशन कर रहा हूँ. टाइम कहाँ है भाई, दिन में 24 घंटे होते हैं ब्रो. Is this clear, the insertion? Insertion clear है. Basically what I've done is from the last bit I've checked if it is set, like I'll take the bit val, whether it's a 0 or a 1, that can be easily checked via this number and one left shift of bit. That means it is set or not set on a number. If it is set, we will check क्या पहले से था. अगर था तो भाई ठीक है, अब तू दूसरे पे चला है. अगर नहीं है तो भाई नया बंदा डाल दे एंड फिर दूसरे मतलब उस नया बंदे पे जा. This is how the insert will work. Guys, this is how the insert will work. Is this clear to everyone? Guys, is this clear to everyone? Clear है क्या? ठीक है. अभी there might be a case, yes, there might be a case where you took a 0 and you did not find anything. Yes, there might be a case you took a 0 and you did not find anything. So that apparently means that guy could not be XORed with someone else. So we will implement a small trick in order to store the number this time. Why will we store the number? Let's understand. Last में XOR तो करना पड़ेगा. How, like if I just take you back, yes, if I just take you back to this guy, let's take you back to this guy. How did I come to know that this is 7? मैंने क्या किया, मैंने 0 लिया, 1 लिया, 1 लिया. But how did I know that this is 7? That's very important. How did you know that this is 7? So for that what you can do is, ठीक इसके end पे store कर दो ये कौन सा number है. जैसे 0, 1, 1, 0. That's basically probably 3, कितना है ये, जो भी है ये, मतलब 3, 4 जो भी है, यहाँ पे वो नंबर का वैल्यू स्टोर कर दो. ये 7 है तो 7, 5 है तो 5, 3 है तो 3, 2 है तो 2. Whatever is the number, store it at the end with a value. Instead of a flag, what I'll do is I'll try to store it over here, int value, and we can probably store it like this: value equal to number. So I've stored the value also, so that we can actually get it while doing a XOR. Okay. So now what I'll say is, okay, minimum XOR will be min of either min XOR or find XOR, find min XOR with a of I. Yeah, find min XOR with a of I. That is what my requirement is. Find get next need one parameter. क्यों भाई? Okay. गेट नेक्स्ट का पैरामीटर चाहिए था क्या? ओके, सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज फाइंड min XOR. तो min XOR को फाइंड कर लेते हैं फटाफट. आई टेक द नंबर एंड व्हाट आई विल से इज, लेट्स अगेन टेक अ नोड स्टार temporary equal to root. And now what I can do is for int I, equal to, let's get started with the number 31. I minus minus. So probably you can keep it as bit. And as a bit लिख दो. And यहाँ पे अपन क्या कर सकते हैं? If bit val, let's take the bit val. And let's take number and one left shift of bit. So that's the bit val. Now what I will say is if the temporary, I need the same bit. Remember, in order to get the minimize, in order to get the minimal, I need the same bit val, isn't it? I need the same bit val. If it is, that's perfect. Temporary will say, okay, let's get to the next of this bit val. Or if it is like I want the same bit, remember this, I want the same bit, and if the same bit doesn't exist, if the same bit doesn't exist, I need to check if the other bit exists. That's also very important. Probably अगर zero नहीं है तो one लेना ही पड़ेगा, कोई और option नहीं है. If there is not zero, we have to take the other one. If this exists, we will go here. And if दोनों में से ही कुछ नहीं है, नंबर है ही नहीं, तो भाई रिटर्न जीरो कर देना. Else at the end you should return the XOR to be number. XOR wherever temporary is, temporary's value is what you will return. Wherever temporary is, congrats Pranjal. Line 299 में bit not आई क्या है? अरे ठीक है ना, अब तुम लोग ना ये लो. So basically what I did was, अगर सेम बिट है तो भाई उसको लेके चलाया, उसको लेके चल जा. अगर नहीं है तो उसको ऑपोजिट को ले ले, और अगर दोनों ही नहीं है तो भाई साहब कोई नहीं है, तो अब ये रिटर्न एक इंट मैक्स कर देना. तो भाई कोई नहीं है तो रिटर्न कर देना. एल्स तो भाई चलता जा चलता जा चलता जा, कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है तो चलता जा, तेरे पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, तुझे चलता जाना होगा. इधर वही है तो उसको ले, नहीं तो दूसरे को ले, ये तो भाई नहीं है, नंबर का नहीं है. और अगर लास्ट तक पहुंच गया, जो वैल्यू स्टोर्ड है वही नंबर है, तो उसको उसके साथ जोर करके भेज दे. देन यू कैन जस्ट रिटर्न द min XOR. क्लियर? इज दिस क्लियर? Is this clear how to find min XOR? Clear hai? Can I get a yes if you have got this? Congrats Pranjal. Okay, can I get a yes if you have got this? Can I get a yes if you have got this? Clear hai? अरे उधर कांग्रेट्स बोल देना, इधर मेरे को बोल दो क्लियर है कि नहीं, मैं बैठा रहूंगा. क्लियर है? क्लियर टू एवरीवन? You can go through the code. What I basically did was okay, by the way I forgot to insert. After this make sure you insert AFI. I forgot to insert. After this make sure you insert AFI. After this make sure you insert AFI. मैं भूल गया था insert करना. अरे यस तो बोलो फटाफट यार. ठीक है. सो आफ्टर 332 कहाँ है 332? yes I forgot to insert. As I said I forgot to insert ना, मैंने कर दिया insert. ठीक है, सबको क्लियर हो गया? काफी simple enough. It's basically to figure out the opposite bits. Simple as that. It's basically to figure out the opposite bits. Nothing different. Opposite bits निकाल लो, हो जाएगा. 31 का शुरू करते जाओ. उल्टा वाला निकाल, मतलब सेम है तो निकाल लो, नहीं है तो भाई उल्टा वाला निकालो. तो if I change the question, guys, if I change the question slightly, and I say you, how do you find maximum XOR? Can you answer me that? Change the question slightly, and I say you, how do you find the maximum pair XOR? How do you find the maximum pair XOR? बोल सकते हो कैसे होगा? How do you figure out the maximum pair XOR? Let's see who can answer this. How will you find the maximum XOR pair? If I ask you, if I just change the question to find maximum XOR pair. Yes, Baba is correct. Everyone is correct. Ankit is correct. Everyone is correct. Yeah. Basically, we go for different bits. अब same के जगह different देखेंगे, so that XOR will be maximized. ठीक है? Perfect, perfect, perfect. सही सही जा रहे हो, सही जा रहे हो. Next question. This is the next question. The next question is this one. Find the maximum subarray XOR. So yeah, go through this. Yeah, opposite leke. Yeah, abhay, perfect. Let's go to the next question. Find the maximum subarray XOR. Okay, on a given array. Find the maximum subarray XOR in a given array. Let's see if you can do this. Read the question and again write UQ. Write UQ the moment you understand the question. Write UQ the moment you understand the question. UQ. Write UQ. Yeah, reverse conditions and int mean. Reverse conditions and int mean. Okay, guys. So I want you to write UQ. Okay. Okay. Find the maximum subarray XOR. Let's see how you do this. इतना जल्दी क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया? Okay, so any idea on how will you do this? Any idea on how will you do this? ये ऐसे बनेगा, ऐसे पिछला वाला कॉन्सेप्ट, प्रीवियस कॉन्सेप्ट से बनेगा. Okay, so UQ. Okay, we will learn this from the previous concept only. ठीक है, शुरू करते हैं. Let's. So everyone has understood the question. I hope everyone has understood the question, because this is going to be a replica of the previous question. Let's just quickly write down the array. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the question states you have to find the maximum, like the subarray with maximum XOR. Subarray that gives maximum XOR. So basically the first subarray is this. The second subarray is this. The third subarray is this. The fourth subarray is this. The next subarray is this. The next subarray is this. The next subarray is this. While the subarray is this. So you need to figure out which subarray is giving you the maximum. So if I take a subarray from that's 3, 4, the XOR of 3, 4 will be 7. So I want the maximum this time. तो कैसे बनाओगे, कोई idea? The initial solution that comes to my mind is definitely. The initial solution that comes to my mind is definitely big of n square, where you say that you're gonna try out every other subarray. That's definitely not the answer. So let's analyze how do you actually solve this problem. Let's take the example that's given to you. 8, 1, 2, remember the previous question. I'll try to solve it using the previous question. If you remember the previous question, I'll try to solve this using the previous question only. Okay? Abhi dekho, if I ask you that till here you know the XOR. Okay, just imagine till here you know the XOR. That's assume that to be x. So can I say if you're at here, and you know the XOR of this much, that's x. Let's call it as a prefix XOR of x. You know the prefix XOR. You know the prefix XOR is x. अगर इतना सब array है, so you know one thing, either ये हटेगा तो एक सब array बनेगा, या फिर ये दोनों हटेंगे तो बाकी के बंदे सब array बनेंगे, या फिर ये तीनों हटेंगे तो बाकी के बंदे सब array बनेंगे, या फिर you remove all these four, then there will be one sub array, right? I think that's how you can think of. Like if I say that this has a prefix XOR, just if I change this to saying, you know the entire XOR of this much, that's x, that's prefix XOR is what you know. So you know one thing, either you remove this guy, so there will be a subarray of size 5, either you remove this guy, then there will be a subarray of size 4, either you remove all the 3 guys, then there will be a subarray of size 3. If you remove all these 4 guys, then there will be a subarray of size 2. If you remove this, then there will be a subarray of size 1. Agreed? Agreed? So what if? So I actually just need to figure out on every instance. That's typically, if I say, when I am at here, how much, which is the element that I should remove on the left? When I am at here, how many elements on the left do I need to remove to get a subarray? If I'm here, how many do I have to remove on the left to get a particular subarray? If I'm here, how many on the left do I need to remove? If I'm here, how many on the left is I have to remove? If I am here, how many on the left do I have to remove to get the maximum? Getting a pattern. समझ में आया क्या मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूं? क्योंकि अगर ये 2 है, ये हटाऊंगा तो एक सबारे बन जाएगा, ये 3 है, ये हटाया एक सबारे, ये सबारे बना, नहीं तो फिर ये एंड ये हटाया तो ये सबारे बन गया. समझ रहे हो? Are you getting the pattern what I'm trying to say? You basically try to remove elements from the left. That's your, because if you consider every border, and then you just on every border you know which is the left guy that you need to remove, then you actually get your specific subarray. For an example, clear हुआ क्या? Is it clear? If that's not clear, I'll give you a quick example, but don't worry. Kind of clear हुआ? How do you think of a subarray? How many of you did not get this? So that I can probably give you a good visualization. Okay, let me try this. So let's probably have this prefix XOR. Equal to 8. As of now the prefix XOR is 8. So that's the first element. ठीक है. Let's, as you know, first element का तो वही होगा XOR, तो वही सब array है. That is the sub array. Okay. Let's move to the next element. So 8 XORed 1. 8 XORed with 1 will give you 9. 8 XORed with 1 will give you 9. Okay. So 9 is basically 1001. 9 is basically 1001. And पहले एक XOR था तुम्हारे पास, समझो पहले एक 8 का XOR था, तो तुम क्या करोगे? तुम बोलोगे भाई 1 का you need a maximum. तो अभी के लिए तुम इधर हो. As of now you are here. So when you have a XOR of 9 for this, how much do you need to remove? Either the XOR will be 9, like you take the entire subarray, or you say इन दोनों में से इसको निकाल and सिर्फ इसको ले. Right? Now, if you're having 1001, which is the element that you will try to put so that you get the maximum XOR? You will be like, in place of 1, you'll be like, let's put the opposite because I need the maximum. So you have to put a 0. But do you have a 0? Because 8 is 1 double 8 is this. You don't have a 0, but you have a 1. So you put a 1. For this 0, you need the opposite, but you don't have. So you take this 0. For this 0, you need the opposite, but you don't have. So you take this 0. For this one, you need the opposite. You do have, so you take it. So when you do a XOR, you get 1, 0, 0, 0. So you get a 1 as XOR. And that's definitely not your maximum. Your maximum can be taken as 9. Why? Because if I just consider this portion, this will give me a 9 XOR. This will give me a 9 XOR. Okay? This will give you a 9 XOR. Clear? So 9 XOR देगा. अभी थोड़ा आगे जाते हैं और clear होगा. So as of now, I have a 9 XOR 2. Okay? As of now, I have a 9 XOR 2 and with a maximum of 9. Next, I go to 2. So when I do a 9 XOR 2, that's basically 1, 0, 0, 1 and 1, 0. So I'll get 1, 1, 0, 1. So that's basically 8 to 11. So this will be 11. This will be 11. Now, the maximum I got as of now is 11. Can I have something better? Let's see if we can have something better. So for 11, that's 1, 0, 1, 1. For 1, I need an opposite. So till now, do I have an opposite? Do I have an opposite? No. So I have to take a 1. For 0, I need an opposite. But I don't have an opposite. So I take a 0. For 1, do I have an opposite? Yes, 0. For this one, do I have an opposite? Yes, that's 0. So logically, if I remove this 8, this 1 XOR 2, this 1 XOR 2 will give you the maximum XOR, that's 3. But I already have this subarray which is giving me 11. So there's no need to consider this guy. Clear? Clear हुआ? नहीं हुआ? और आगे चलते होगा. So as of now, I have 11 which is 1, 0, 1, 1. Don't worry, I'm there. Don't worry, I'm there. I'll clear it completely and then go. Next, let's understand next. Next, you have a 12. So 11 XOR 12. 12 is, I think, 1, 1, 0, 0. So if I do a XOR, it will be 1, 1, 1, 0, which is 7. So the XOR becomes 7. So abhi, the XOR that you have, 7, is actually this much. Okay, the XOR as of now you have is of this much. This 7 is of this much. Now probably I can remove 8, probably I can remove 1, I can remove 12, 2, whatever you wish. Let's see. So I write 7 as 1, 1, 1, 0. 7 is this. So what I require is opposite. 0 ka opposite is 1. Do I have? I do have 1. So I'll take 1. 1's opposite is 0. I definitely have. 1's opposite is 0. I definitely have. This one's opposite is 0. I again definitely have. So what I see is amazing. What I see is if I just take this and I just try to write this, I'll get 1, 1, 1, 1, which is 15 as the XOR. 15 as the XOR. And which was the element that I take? I took 8. So basically I got to know कि मैं यहाँ था. अगर मैं सिर्फ इसको remove करूँगा, I'll get this subarray with a XOR 15. Did you understand? Did you? यहाँ तक तो अब तो समझ में आ गया होगा. अब तो समझ में आ गया होगा. अब तो समझ में आ गया होगा यार. अब तो समझ में आ गया होगा. यहाँ तक का XOR था 7. मैंने बोला भाई 7 से कितना हटाओगे? पूरे का 7 है. कितना हटाओगे? मैंने बोला भाई सिर्फ 8 हटा एंड इतने को ले. इतने को लेगा तो तुझे 15 आ जाएगा. मैंने सिर्फ 8 को हटाया. मैंने सिर्फ 8 को हटाया. पूरा XOR इसका XOR तो अल्टीमेटली इसका ही तो XOR होगा. Got this? Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Is it clear now? I just needed to know how much do I need to remove. What's the maximum that I can remove? So as of now, the XOR that I got was 15. Let's write down 15. Sorry, I got 15 as the XOR and this is 7. So let's write down 7. 7 is 1, Okay, 7 is 0 1 1 1, right? So now let's try to go ahead. So as of now the prefix XOR was 7. So I have a 7. The moment I take a 7, I get this as 0. So what I know is this entire prefix XOR is 0. But I need something greater. Let's see. 0 is 0 0 0. 0 का उल्टा 1 है. इस 0 का उल्टा 1 है क्या? क्योंकि देखो 1 लिए हैं. If you have taken 1, so that means in यहाँ गए हो. अभी ये नहीं है कंसिडरेशन. इस 0 का उल्टा है? नहीं है. तो 0 लेंगे. इस 0 का उल्टा है? 1. इस 0 का उल्टा है 1. So I'll take this. So ultimately if you take 11 and you do a XOR, that's the maximum that you'll get. So ultimately अगर सिर्फ इतना हटा दोगे तो ये 12 and 7 एक बड़ा XOR दे देगा. समझ में आ गया क्या? और ड्राई रन दिखा है? और ड्राई रन दिखाना पड़ेगा. I need to show a lot more dry run. I just kept the previous XORs and I figured out कि इससे रिलेटेड कितना मैक्सिमम मैं हटा सकता हूं. Okay, final yes लिख दो तो so that I can go to code. Final write me yes so that I can go to code. Final write me yes so that I can go to code. Let's go to code. Okay, cool. मजा आया क्या आज का क्लास? कुछ सीख के तो जा रहे हो ना, बस इतना बता देना. कुछ सीख के जा रहे हो तो बस, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. एंड there's a lot of people who say कि ट्री का वीडियो डालो. अंडरस्टैंड यार, आई एम अ ह्यूमन बीइंग. इफ आई एम टीचिंग यार 2 घंटे फिर नींद चाहिए होता है यार. डाल दूंगा. थोड़ा सेशंस ले लूँ. इस मंथ मैं सेशन नहीं ले, एक बार मैं सेशन लेके ख़त्म कर दूँ, बीच का मैं टाइम पे बना दूंगा. ठीक है, समझो यार. मतलब ऐसा you need to understand. I also teach you over here 20-25 hours, right? इसको भी गिना करो. Please count this as my contribution. Anyways, let's get started. So we'll keep this, and probably we can use the same thing. We can use the same thing, same insert. It is the same insert that we wrote. Prefix XOR. Same, nothing different. Prefix XOR. Maximum XOR equal to prefix XOR. Let's get started. So what's the first thing that you will do? The first thing that you will do is you will say the maximum XOR probably can be the entire prefix XOR. Can be the entire prefix XOR. पूरा ही सबारे ले लो, हटाओ मत. Take the full, don't remove. Take the full, don't remove. I will like ठीक है. Take the full, don't remove. Take the full. चल, बढ़िया. Next, maximum XOR, max of maximum XOR, comma, या find min XOR की जगह बस max XOR लिख दो. And just do the opposite. If it contains bit val, if it does not contains bit val, then go to not bit val और उल्टा, and यहाँ min कर दो. So over here find max XOR, and what will you find? Prefix XOR. Same thing, and at the end insert array of I. Sorry, prefix XOR. Similar to previous question. Similar to previous question. हो गया? क्लियर? क्लियर है ये वाला पूरा चीज? इधर वो पूरा प्रीफिक्स ऑल लोगे? क्लियर? गिव मी यस। अच्छा, प्रीफिक्स और कैलकुलेट ही नहीं किया क्या? अब ठीक है? या नाउ इट्स क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर नाउ? ठीक है, हो गया? भाई अरे तो यूज नहीं किया, यहाँ किया ना यार यूज, प्रीफिक्स ऑल को अपडेट किया ना। क्लियर है? कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बिग ऑफ एन, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बिग ऑफ एन गाइस, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी इज बिग ऑफ एन इंटू 32, ठीक है? द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी इज बिग ऑफ एन इंटू 32, बिग ऑफ एन क्रॉसर 32, बिकॉज 32 बिट्स पे ट्रैवल करोगे, 32 बिट्स पे ट्रैवल करोगे, ठीक है? आगे बढ़े, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। Still have guts to take the next question. They still have guts to take the next question. I have a couple of questions. I'll do this. Guts है? Next question करें? चलो करते हैं. I'm not sure if this is lead code premium or not. ये lead code premium का क्वेश्चन देखो तो खुल रहा है कि नहीं? 1707 देखो तो तुम लोग में खुल रहा है कि नहीं? See this if this is opening on yours. Check it out. Okay. लीड कोड हार्ड इजी बना दूंगा मैं, बता रहा हूँ. इतना ही मतलब जिंदगी में नहीं सोचोगे इतना इजी हो सकता है लीड कोड. इजी बना के जाऊंगा, डोंट वरी, मेक इट वेरी इजी फॉर यू. Okay, read the question and yeah, again UQ, U, UQ, UQ. Okay, the moment you understand the question, UQ. 1707, 1707 guys. And I'm again repeating, अगर जो भी बंदे यहाँ पे स्ट्रीम देख रहे हैं, अवॉइड कंट्रोवर्सीज, डोंट गेट इनटू कंट्रोवर्सीज. अपना पढ़ाई करो, अपना प्लेसमेंट्स लो, गेट वेल सेटल्ड. कौन क्या कर रहा है किसी पे ध्यान मत दो, मैं बार बार बता रहा हूँ. दिस इज लाइक, trust me, I've been seeing this a lot now. I see a lot of people getting affected. Don't affect yourself, don't get into this. इसमें डिस्कशन ही मत करो कहीं पे भी. अपना पढ़ाई करो, जॉब लो, चले जाओ, सीधा बात है. इस सब में पढ़ोगे कोई मतलब नहीं है, ठीक है? बार बार बता रहा हूँ, मत करना ये सब, ठीक है? बिकॉज आई एम सेंसिंग ये वीक बहुत कंट्रोवर्सी होने वाला है. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेंसिंग. आई एक्चुअली रेड अ कोड फोर्सेस ब्लॉग टुडे एंड गुडनेस मैन, पता नहीं मतलब, it was so to the point. I felt, I'm not sure you felt or not, but yeah. So yeah, don't get into those things. It'll just be a waste of time. ठीक है? क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो. क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो, ये वाला लास्ट क्वेश्चन है फॉर द डे, ठीक है? Maximum XOR with an element. Okay, let's write in UQ the moment you understand. I'm actually teaching, मुझे टैग्स आ रहे हैं LinkedIn पे. People are tagging me and asking आपका क्या कहना है? This is, it's such a shit of time waste. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो, क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो. ठंडे हो सब, क्वेश्चन पढ़ो, क्वेश्चन पढ़ो. आदित्य यार, when will Tree series remaining? Come at my place, work in the morning 9-10 hours, take a 2 hour stream. ऐसा नहीं है मैं यहाँ पे बच्चे वाला चीज़ पढ़ा रहा हूँ. ट्राइज, यू सी अदर एजुकेटर्स आल्सो टीचिंग फॉर लूप. आई कैन टीच फॉर लूप, वाइल लूप, मुझे उसके भी पैसे मिलेंगे. ट्रस्ट मी, आई चूज टफर टॉपिक्स. इफ यू सी माई स्ट्रीम्स, आई डू टफर टॉपिक्स. टुमारो आई हैव अ लीड कोड हार्ड स्ट्रीम, सारे हार्ड प्रॉब्लम करेंगे कल. नेक्स्ट डे आई हैव अ बाई वीकली कॉन्टेस्ट स्ट्रीम, टफर प्रॉब्लम्स अगेन. आई डोंट डू फॉर लूप्स वाइल लूप्स. तो मुझे ये 2 घंटे के लिए भी मेहनत करना पड़ता है. ऐसा नहीं कि अगर मुझे C++ STL पढ़ाना तो मेहनत नहीं है, इधर भी मैं मेहनत करूँ. ट्राइज मुझे भी ये 3 सवाल 4 सवाल पहले खुद सॉल्व करने पड़ते हैं, फिर आके आपको पढ़ाता हूँ. आपको मेरे जगह पे आके सोचना पड़ेगा ना कि एक बंदा कितना करेगा, राइट? एटलीस्ट जितना कर रहा हूँ उतना तो देखो, ठीक है? Again, understood the question? Perfect. Perfect. Let's try to understand the question. For who, how many of you haven't understood the question? Just a quick no. 1707 लीड कोड. स्क्रीन चेंज करता हूँ, पहले क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा लिख लेता हूँ. Nums is given as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Queries are 3,1, 1,3, 5,6. Okay, cool. I think I have understood the question. Okay, let's understand the question. So basically they are saying is this is the array that is given to you. Okay, this is the array that is given to you. So it's given 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and these are the queries that are given to you. So these are the queries. Now the queries will have couple of numbers, a number 1. Okay, so basically it says 3 का XOR करो with all the numbers that are lesser than 1. So lesser than 1 कौन है? 0 है and 1 है. I think यही दिया हुआ है, ये उन्हीं के साथ करो जिनका कम है. So अगर 3 और 0 करोगे ये मिलेगा. You do a 3 or 1, you'll get 2. So which number is giving you the maximum XOR? So the maximum XOR you get is 3. So the answer will be 3. Now it is 1 XOR, anyone who is lesser than equal to 3. 0, 1 lesser than 1, 1 XOR 2, and 1 XOR 3. Let's get the value 1, 0, and if you do 1 XOR 2, you'll get a 3. So ultimately you got a 3 as the answer. So the answer will be 3 again here. And if you do 5 and 6, so 5 XOR 0, 5 XOR 1, 5 XOR 2, 5 XOR 3, 5 XOR 4. And if you just check it out, it will be 0. It will be 5 XOR 0 is 5. 5 XOR I think 1 is 4. 5 XOR 2 is 7. 5 XOR 3 is 6. 5 XOR 4 is 1. So that's 7 is the maximum. So 337. So make sure that whatever number you're taking should be lesser than 6, should be lesser than 3. So out of all these, like if I just write down this, maximum 3 hai, maximum 3 hai. In this the maximum is 7. Okay, so that's the answer. I think 337. Up to clear a question? Up to clear a question? Is the question clear now? Is the question clear now? Is the question clear now? क्लियर है ना क्वेश्चन? कैसे करोगे बताओ? It's very simple. It's very, very simple. How will you answer every query? How will you answer every query? Let's think. Let's think. Now, what do I want? If I'm doing a 3 XOR 1, मुझे ट्राई में कौन कौन चाहिए? वो मैक्सिमम XOR वाला क्वेश्चन, मैक्सिमम XOR वाला क्वेश्चन. If I'm doing 3 and 1 in the try, I need all the numbers lesser than equal to 1. If I'm doing 1, 3 in the try, I need all the numbers lesser than equal to 3. If I'm doing 6, I need all the numbers lesser than equal to 6 in the trie. And apart from that, the question becomes exactly similar to the previous question. The first question, like second question in the day. Don't you think? Don't you think? Becomes exactly similar to the second question in the day. How many of you agree? Hemang is saying sort kar denge queries ko on the basis of M and then insert the numbers. Yeah, boy. Yes. Okay, let's see how will we do this. So what we will do is we will have the numbers as 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we will sort the queries. Yes, we will sort the queries on the basis. अरे आयुष बाद में लास्ट में बताऊंगा. You have to sort the queries into 3 parameters. Very important. Assume the queries would have been given like 1, 3, 3, 1 and 5, 6. Assume the queries are given like this. Just assume the queries are given like this. So what you will do is you will sort them according to these parameters. According to these parameters you will sort them. So what you will do is you will say 3, 1 go, and you will carry the query number. This is query number 1. Then 1, 3. This is query number 0. Then 5, 6, 2. This is query number 2. Why you have to carry query number? I will explain you after this. So this is how you will sort the queries, and make sure you carry the query number. Okay? Carry the query number. You have sorted. Now run a 2-pointer. Okay? So this is 1. This is 1. Run a 2-pointer. This is lesser than equal to 1. Insert into the trie. Next. This is lesser than 1. Insert into the trie. Next. This is greater than 1. No need to insert on the trie. And take the number 3, and the trie has 0 and 1. The trie has 0 and 1. Now since you have 0 and 1 on the trie, with 3 you need to find maximum XOR. So 1 1 है, 1 का opposite खोजो trie में तो already छोटे numbers है 1 से. खोज लो ना. अब खोज पाओगे खोज बताओ. Can you find this? Because these two numbers are indeed lesser than 1, and for 3 you will find an answer. For 3 you will find an answer, and the answer that you will find, you can make an answer array. Assume that you got an answer as x. Go to the query number, which is 1, and enter the answer. For this, the answer was x. Enter it. Next, go to this 3. 2. Insert 3. Insert 4. Not insert. Now in the trie, you have all the 4 elements. If you have all the 4 elements, what you will do is take the next number 1. अब 1 के साथ maximum निकाल लो. पाओगे? Assume करो y answer. तो 0 पे जाके y रख देने का. Next, go to the next 6. So insert. So your trie has everything, and you ran out of numbers. So for 5, figure out the maximum. And whatever is the answer, let's assume z. Put that over here, and that is what is going to be your answer. कैसा लगा? कैसा लगा? आया समझ में? आया क्या समझ में? सरप्राइजिंगली इजी. लीड कोड हार्ड था रे. हार्ड लगा हार्ड नहीं ना. लगा हार्ड? सच बताइयो, लगा हार्ड? सॉर्ट इसलिए करना है लखन, इफ यू डोंट सॉर्ट, सी इफ यू डोंट सॉर्ट देन क्या होगा? अगर तुम सॉर्ट नहीं करोगे, अज्यूम करो क्वेरीज ऐसा दिया हुआ है, ठीक है, अज्यूम द क्वेरीज आर गिवन टू यू, अज्यूम द क्वेरीज आर गिवन टू यू, लाइक, ठीक है, तो तुम अब क्या करो, तुमको 3 से सारे छोटे तुमने इंसर्ट कर दिए थे, ठीक है, तुमने सारे 3 से छोटे इंसर्ट कर दिए थे। अब जब इसका बारी है तो ये इसको तो सिर्फ 1 से छोटे का चाहिए था, बट तुमने तो सारा 3 से छोटे को इंसर्ट कर चुके हो, तो गलत हो जाएगा ना। तुमने तो 1 इसीलिए सॉर्ट कर दिए, सो दैट मुझे सिर्फ 1 से छोटे नंबर ही ट्राइज में मिलेंगे, फिर 3 से छोटे, फिर 6 से छोटे, क्योंकि मुझे सिर्फ उन्हीं से मैटर करना है। क्वेश्चन ही तो वही बोल रहा था। गॉट इट? गॉट इट लखन? गॉट दिस लखन? हैव यू गॉट दिस? Jaipal is asking, analyze space complexity of try. So generally, Jaipal, if you consider, if the length of the string is let's say n, okay, and assume all the characters are unique, so everyone will take different branches. That's n into n, okay. Can I get a yes? And shall we move to the super quick code? Can I get a super quick yes? Can I get a super quick yes from everyone? Can I get a super quick yes from everyone? Just make sure you insert, okay, just make sure you insert in the queries, okay, queries of I, on that you can just insert another one that's I. Just insert the queries and probably say, hey, queries dot begin. यहाँ पे एंड है तो ये थोड़ा दिक्कत हो सकता है, तो एक कॉपी बना लेना, एक कॉपी बना लेना, क्योंकि एंड है ना तो रेफरेंस है, तो दिक्कत हो सकता है, तो एक कॉपी, जस्ट मेक श्योर यू मेक ए कॉपी, ठीक है। Just make sure you make a copy, and in that copy what you can do is you can insert one more I. Just make sure you insert one more I. I think that will do. Okay, I think that will yeah, that will do. So queries dot begin, queries dot end. Now what you can do is you can just have a comparator where you say, okay, comparator, listen, probably you can have vector int, and that's the part 1 of first p1 लिख दो, या v1 लिख दो फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, v1 vector v2, and you can sort it according to if v1 of 1 is lesser than v1 of 1, return true, else return false. So that will make sure that it sorts it according to the element that is the number. It will make sure that it sorts it according to the element that is number. Okay. Right after that, probably you can declare an answer wala stuff. You can say vector int answer and the number of queries dot size, and yeah. So you have done this. Now what you will do is you'll just run a pointer. So probably you can run a pointer like I equal to 0. And now let's quickly run it on the queries. So if I just go on to the queries, that's auto of it, and probably I'll just go on the query, and I can easily get it as x equal to it 1, and what I can say is this is a number num. So what I can do is probably I can just while I, or nums of I for that example, nums of I. So also sort the nums of I, just in case it is not sorted. Also sort the nums of I. Also sort the nums, by the way. Sort the nums. So till the nums of I is smaller than equal to num, you can just do an I plus plus. Keep on moving and always make sure you insert them. Insert into your try nums of I. So I've inserted them into the try. Once everyone is inserted, you just need to figure out the maximum. And yeah, so you can keep something like maximum XOR equal to maximum XOR, comma, find maximum XOR. Within the bracket, you can say it's a number. That's IT of 0. And once you've done this, you can definitely return maximum XOR. Then that will work. Comparison will take vector int. Yeah, comparison will take vector int. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. My bad. That's true. Comparison will take vector of int. So पहले pushback किए, query पे I डाल दिए. अब ये जो answer आएगा maximum, whatever max XOR I'll get, I have to keep it in the answer of I. Answer of probably the query number. The query number is IT2. I have to keep the answer in the query number, that's IT2. So yeah, I'll keep it, and at the end I can return the answer, which will be, I think, my answer. Let's see if I have done any mistakes. Yeah, I have done a mistake. If I should also be lesser than nums.size. Okay, looks does it look good? Does it look good to you? I'm sure this will work, but are you sure this will work? nums I को insert कर दिए query में. Yeah, I think this will work. I think this is going to work. Yeah, this will work. How many of you have understood this? Complexity n log n. Complexity is n log n into 32 into 30. N log n or either 32. Queries into 32. Yes. If you have understood this, get me yes if you have understood this. Get me a quick yes if you have understood this. Get a quick yes if you have understood this. The complexity to analyze, it's a big of something, n log n over here, q log n, and the query will run for q, and this insert will always take a time complexity of 32 because there are 32 bits. ठीक है, yes मिल जाएगा क्या? फटाफट समझ में आ गया सबको? yes फटाफट बोलो, रात हो गया बहुत. yes अभी ओके. सो अभी कोई भी पूछेगा ट्राइस कहां से पढ़ना है, क्या बोलोगे? अगर किसी ने नहीं पूछा ट्राइस कहां से पढ़ना है, you know where to read, right? Isn't it? तो अभी रात को 12-16 तक पढ़ाई किया है क्या? किसी ने पढ़ा है रात को 12-16 बजे? Anyways, I think one more problem I'll give you as homework. This is something which you can try. It's a good problem you can try. Count pairs with XOR in a range. It's another lead code hard that you can try. It is based on tries. You can definitely try this out. Please answer my question written above. Hemang, what's your question? भैया मेरे डीपी एंड रिकर्शन में कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है. हाउ टू प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस? यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस. जितना और प्रैक्टिस करोगे कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा. So yeah guys, I think that should be it from my side. So yeah guys, that is it from my side. For tries, I hope मैंने पूरा tries 4 घंटे में, I think yeah somewhere around 4 hours मैंने पूरा सिखा दिया, I am assuming. So I hope you enjoyed the tries session. You enjoyed the wonderful problems that I did bring in. We did lead code hard, we did expert from GFG, we did a lot of other problems. Tries should be a cakewalk now in the interviews, isn't it? So just in case you like this, stream को like कर देना. Make sure you share this. अगर कोई भी tries का पूछता है किधर से पढ़ना है, थोड़ा share कर देना, help हो जाएगा. And बस यही था. इसी के साथ इस लेक्चर को wrap up करते हैं. Bye bye. Take care. Good night. Bye bye. Career as a software developer subscription checkout कर लेना. Under 899 में आ जाएगा, striver code से, and you'll get to interact 1:1 mock interviews भी अगर तुमको देना है. You can tell me, I'll arrange mock interviews. 899 पूरा एक साल का है, तो काफी सही है. चेकआउट कर सकते हो, striver code यूज कर लेना. ठीक है, बाय. हाँ बना देंगे. स्पिरिचुअल बना देंगे.